The sleek command center of the Aloran Federation fell silent as Q approached the central platform. His blue-tinged body looked small even among his own kind. The Federation Council members watched with worry as he stepped forward. They represented 17 different alien species, all with their own concerns. The Void Dominion has taken 3 more of our worlds, Q said softly through his translator. Our shields cannot stop another attack. The council leader Han spoke with a tired voice. Then we may all die. Our ships are too weak against their weapons. Q's 4-fingered hand shook as he held up a small crystal. I may have found one option. In our old records, I found stories of a species from a heavy gravity world. They call themselves humans. The room filled with nervous whispers. The Deathworlders? Those are just old tales, Han said with doubt. No, Q insisted. They are real. Their home planet, Earth, is beyond the red space clouds. They live in conditions that would kill any of us in minutes. Elder Sun stood up slowly on her thin legs. Even if these humans exist, why would they help us? Because they know something we don't, Q replied. They understand how to fight wars. The council argued for hours. Most believed contacting humans would bring more danger than help. The humans, if they existed at all, might be violent monsters who would see the Alorans as easy targets. That night, in his private chamber, Q sat before the communication array. His orders were clear: do not contact Earth. But as he looked at images of burning Aloran colonies, he made his choice. This is Ambassador Q Jin of the Aloran Federation, he recorded, his voice steady despite his fear. Our civilization faces extinction at the hands of the Void Dominion. We have exhausted all options. If you receive this message, we humbly request any assistance you can provide. He added the coordinates of key Aloran worlds and details about the Void Dominion's attacks. With a final moment of doubt, he pressed send. The message shot into space, toward coordinates that might hold nothing but empty stars. 3 weeks later on Earth, the message arrived. Deep under the Pacific Ocean, in the command center of the United Earth Defense Force, Admiral Min sat motionless as the alien transmission played again. Around her, officers stared in amazement. Play it once more, Min ordered, her face calm but her mind racing. Communications Officer June tapped his screen. This is the first confirmed contact with non-human intelligence, Admiral. Protocol says we should consult with all Earth governments before responding. Min stood up and walked to the large display showing a map of the galaxy. She touched the spot where the message originated. How long would it take us to reach these coordinates? With our newest jump drives, 8 days, replied Captain Hyun from the technology station. Min nodded slowly. And how long would the political debates take? Weeks? Months? Meanwhile, these Alorans die. The room fell silent as everyone realized what she was suggesting. Admiral, June said carefully, this could be a trap. Or worse, we could start an interstellar incident if we show up uninvited with warships. Someone is already starting incidents out there, Min replied, pointing at the images of destroyed Aloran worlds included in the message. Someone is already killing these people. She turned to face her officers. None of them had ever expected first contact to happen this way. They had trained for peaceful meetings, for scientific exchanges, not for war among the stars. Ready the 7th Fleet, Min ordered finally. All ships full combat preparation. The entire fleet? Captain Hyun asked, surprised. That's 28 warships. If these Void Dominion forces are as dangerous as the message suggests, anything less would be useless, Min replied. And if it is a trap, I want enough firepower to ensure we come back home. Within hours, Earth's most powerful ships began moving into jump position. News of the alien message spread across the planet, causing fear and excitement. Many questioned Min's decision to respond with military force before diplomatic channels were attempted. But Min knew something others didn't. The images in the Aloran message showed weapons technology far beyond Earth's current level. If such forces turned toward Earth next, humanity would need allies. And showing strength might be the only way to gain respect in a dangerous galaxy. As Min boarded her flagship, the UES Thunder, she looked at the stars becoming visible as they rose from the ocean base. Send a message to the coordinates, she told June. Tell them help is coming. 8 days later, the Thunder led 27 other human warships as they prepared to jump. All ships ready, Admiral, reported Captain Hyun. Min took a deep breath. Take us in. In a flash of light, Earth's fleet vanished from familiar space, heading toward humanity's first battle among the stars. The human ships appeared at the edge of Eloran space in a burst of blue light. 28 warships, dark and angular against the stars. They looked nothing like the smooth, round ships of the Elorans or the crystal ships of other alien races. These human vessels were built for battle, with thick armor and visible weapon. Port's Ambassador Q's small shuttle approached the largest human ship. His 3 hearts beat quickly as he saw the name painted on its side, UES Thunder. The shuttle bay doors opened and Q felt the artificial gravity shift as he landed inside the human vessel. He put on his breathing mask. The air on human ships would burn his lungs without protection. His 6 crew members did the same, their blue skin looking pale under the harsh lights of the docking bay. Remember, Q told them, these creatures evolved on a world with crushing gravity and toxic atmosphere. They will look strange to us. Do not show fear. The shuttle door opened, and Q stepped out into his first meeting with humans. They stood in a neat line, wearing dark uniforms with colored markings. Q tried not to stare, but these humans were unlike anything in Eloran art or stories. They stood on 2 legs instead of 4, with only 2 arms instead of 6. Their skin came in different colors, brown, pink, and tan, and they had hair, on their heads in black or brown. Most shocking was how solid they looked. An Eloran could see through parts of their own skin, but humans were fully opaque, filled with dense muscle and bone. A human stepped forward, female. Q guessed from their research, with short black hair and eyes that reminded him of deep space. Ambassador Q, she said, her voice surprisingly soft for such a solid creature. I am Admiral Min of the United Earth Defense Force. Welcome aboard the Thunder. She extended her hand. Q had read about this custom and carefully reached out with his 4-fingered hand. Her grip was gentle, but he could feel the strength she held back. This human could easily crush his bones if she wanted. Thank you for answering our call, Q said. You traveled far to help people you never met. Admiral Min nodded. Someone needs help. We came to help. It's that simple. Simple? Nothing about this was simple. The Eloran Council had debated for months about whether to contact outside help. Many species in the galaxy avoided each other, keeping to their own star systems, and now these humans had crossed vast distances to fight for strangers. The humans led Q and his team to a meeting room. The gravity was uncomfortably strong, making each step an effort. The air, even through his mask, felt thick and hot. How did humans live like this all the time? Tell us about the Void Dominion, said a human officer named June. His voice was deep, his eyes sharp. Q activated a hologram showing the black ships of the Void Dominion. They came from beyond the galaxy rim 1 year ago. They destroy any world that doesn't surrender. Those who do surrender become slaves or food. The humans didn't gasp or look away as Q showed images of destroyed worlds and dead Elorans. They simply watched, their faces growing harder. Why didn't you contact Earth before this? Asked a female officer named Bay. Our records show no previous attempts at communication from any alien civilization. Q's skin flushed blue with shame. Many species have observed Earth from afar. Your world is classified as a death world, a planet with conditions so harsh that its life forms are considered dangerous. Dangerous? Admiral Min repeated. You were afraid of us? Yes, Q admitted. Your people evolved in gravity twice as strong as comfortable for most species. You breathe nitrogen and oxygen, which is poisonous to many. You can withstand radiation levels that would kill most beings. And your history shows you are skilled at warfare. The humans exchanged looks that Q couldn't interpret. Were they angry? Proud? Before he could ask, alarms began to sound throughout the ship. A human rushed into the room. Admiral, we're picking up Void Dominion signals. They're attacking an Aloran colony right now, civilian ships are trying to escape. Admiral Min stood up immediately. How far? 2 light jumps from here. Prepare all ships for combat jump, she ordered. Then she turned to Q. Is this colony important? It's a sanctuary world, Q said, his voice shaking. Mostly children and elders, over 40,000 civilians. The Admiral's face changed. Something cold and hard appeared in her eyes. All officers to battle stations, she said. We're going in. As the humans rushed to their positions, Q felt both hope and fear. The Alorans had called for help from creatures they had feared for generations. Now those creatures were going to fight for them. As the Thunder prepared to jump toward battle, Q wondered if the galaxy was ready for humans. These Deathworlders moved with purpose and confidence. They didn't debate or hesitate. They simply acted. The stars outside the window blurred as the ships jumped toward the colony. Humanity's first battle among the stars was about to begin. The human ships appeared near the Aloran sanctuary world in flashes of blue light. Below them, the planet's surface glowed with fires. Black ships of the Void Dominion were everywhere, shooting down small Aloran escape vessels filled with families. On the bridge of the Thunder, Admiral Min saw it all on the main screen. Her face showed no fear, only focus. Shield the Aloran ships, she ordered. Position our fleet between them and the Dominion. All weapons ready. The 28 Earth ships moved forward, forming a wall in space. The Dominion ships turned toward them, their weapons glowing. They're scanning us, reported Officer June. They seem confused by our ship design. They've never met humans before, Min said. Let's make this first impression count. The Dominion fired first. Beams of green energy hit the human ships. Everyone expected the smaller Earth vessels to break apart. Instead, they held together, their thick hulls absorbing damage that would destroy most ships in the galaxy. Return fire, Min ordered calmly. The Thunder and her sister ships released missiles and energy beams. The Dominion ships, not expecting such strong resistance, took heavy damage. 3 exploded immediately, on the command deck of the lead Dominion. Ship, Commander Vor watched in shock. What are these creatures? He demanded. Their ships should have broken apart. His science officer looked up from her screen. They appear to be from a high-gravity world. Their ships are built to withstand pressures that would crush our vessels, Vor hissed through sharp teeth. No matter. We still outnumber them. Send in the ground forces. Kill every living thing on that planet. Below on the sanctuary world, Aloran families ran from their burning homes. The air was filled with smoke and screams. Dominion soldiers marched through the streets shooting anyone they saw. A group of 30 Aloran children huddled in a school basement with their teachers. The building shook as Dominion bombs fell nearby. We're going to die, whispered one teacher, her blue skin pale with fear. Suddenly they heard new sounds outside. Not the heavy steps of Dominion troops, but something faster, more organized. The door to the basement burst open. The Aloran screamed, then stopped in confusion. These weren't Dominion soldiers. They were different creatures in dark armor, smaller than the Dominion but moving with incredible speed. We're from Earth, said the lead soldier, a human named June. We're here to help. Is anyone hurt? The Alorans stared in shock. The humans looked almost like them in shape, but stronger, more solid. And they moved so quickly as if the planet's gravity didn't affect them at all. The building is falling, said a teacher. The exit is blocked by rubble. Jun nodded. We'll clear it. Everyone stay together. The humans moved to a pile of fallen concrete blocking the stairs. An Aloran adult would struggle to move even a small piece of it. To everyone's amazement, 2 humans put their shoulders against a large slab and pushed it aside. How is that possible? Whispered an Aloran child. Are they using machines? No, said an older Aloran. That's just how strong they are. They come from a world with much stronger gravity than ours. Outside, the battle raged across the city. Dominion troops were used to fighting the fragile Alorans, who would run from danger. The humans did the opposite. They charged directly at the enemy. Lieutenant Sook led her squad through the burning streets. They moved from building to building, rescuing Elorans and killing Dominion soldiers. The aliens were taller than humans, with forearms and scaly skin, but they weren't as fast or as strong. They've never fought anything like us before, Sook told her team. Use that surprise. In orbit above the planet, the space battle continued. The Thunder took hit after hit, but kept fighting. Admiral Min stood calmly on her bridge as systems failed around her. Their main ship is targeting the hospital ships, reported Officer June. We can't let those Eloran medical vessels get hit. Min nodded. Bring us between them. Take the hits ourselves. The Thunder moved to shield the Eloran, ships taking damage meant for them. Fires broke out on 3 decks. Crew members were hurt, but no one abandoned their posts. On the Dominion command ship, Commander Vor watched in disbelief. These creatures are protecting the Elorans by sacrificing themselves, he said. What kind of species does that? His question was answered when human soldiers boarded his ship. They moved through the corridors with shocking speed, shooting his troops. Even when injured, they kept fighting. Vor watched on security screens as the humans approached his command deck. He had conquered 12 species across the galaxy, and none had ever reached this far. The doors to his command center burst open. Human soldiers entered, led by Captain Nam. Surrender, Nam said simply. Vor looked at the human in wonder and fear. What are you? We're humans, Nam replied, and we protect those who need protection. As the day ended, Dominion ships retreated from the sanctuary world. The humans had won their first battle among the stars. Eloran families emerged from hiding to see their rescuers, the legendary Deathworlders who had come from beyond the galaxy, to save them. Word spread quickly across space. Humans are real, and they fight like nothing the galaxy has ever seen. Supreme Commander Gil of the Void Dominion watched the battle recordings for the 10th time. The images showed human soldiers lifting weights that should crush them, breathing air that should poison them, and continuing to fight after injuries that should kill them. These humans are unlike any species we have conquered, Gil said to his war council. They come from a world we would consider uninhabitable. The council members shifted nervously. For 50 years, the Dominion had expanded without serious resistance. Now these newcomers had destroyed 30 of their best ships in one battle. We must change our plans, Gil decided. Send a message to all Dominion forces. We will no longer attack Eloran worlds. Our new target is Earth. We must destroy these humans before they fully join the galactic community. Across the room, a general raised his hand. But Supreme Commander, we don't know where their homeworld is. Gil smiled coldly. We captured their communications. Earth is in a small solar system beyond the Crimson Nebula. If we destroy their home, they will have no base to launch attacks from. The general looked concerned. Should we not try to make peace? These humans might be valuable allies. Gil slammed his fist on the table. Peace? With creatures who can survive conditions that would kill us? No, they are too dangerous to be allowed to spread. Gather the armada, every ship we have. We will burn Earth to ashes. Meanwhile, on the Eloran capital world, Admiral Min met with the Federation Council. The blue-skinned aliens looked at her with a mixture of awe and fear. The Dominion is retreating from our worlds, said Council Leader Han. But our spies report they are gathering their forces for a massive attack. We believe they plan to strike Earth. Min nodded calmly. We expected this. The Thunder will lead our fleet to slow them down while Earth prepares its defenses. Ambassador Q stepped forward. Admiral, your ships took heavy damage in the sanctuary battle. You have only 23 vessels now. The Dominion Armada has over 500. Then we'll need to be clever, Min replied. We can't match their numbers, but we can disrupt their plans and buy time. As the meeting ended, Q walked with Min through the Eloran gardens. The human admiral wore a breathing mask as the Eloran air was too thin for her lungs. May I ask you something, Admiral? Q said. Why did you come to help us? Your people could have stayed safe on Earth. Min looked up at the stars. On Earth, we have an old saying, the only thing necessary for evil to triumph is for good people to do nothing. We couldn't do nothing. Across the galaxy, The Galactic Council held an emergency session. Representatives from 30 spacefaring civilizations argued about the human situation. Many of us have known about Earth for centuries, admitted Counselor J. We avoided contact because we feared them. With good reason, said another counselor. They evolved on a death world. Their recreation involves simulated combat. They consume chemicals that would kill us. Ambassador Q addressed the council through a hologram. While you all debated, humans acted. They came to our aid without hesitation. Now they face extinction because of it. On Earth, preparations for war transformed the planet. Factories that once made everyday items now built weapons and ships. Military bases expanded as new recruits joined by the thousands. President Yoon addressed her planet through worldwide broadcasts. An alien force called the Void Dominion threatens our world. They have conquered many civilizations and now turn their attention to Earth. But we will be ready. Earth scientists worked with Aloran engineers to improve their technology. The Alorans had more advanced science, but humans had something they lacked: experience with war. Your shields are impressive, said Dr. Park to his Aloran colleague. But they're designed to block energy weapons. The Dominion will adapt. We need layers of defense. The Aloran scientist watched in amazement as humans worked day and night, sleeping only a few hours before returning to their tasks. Don't your people need rest? He asked. We'll rest when the job is done, Dr. Park replied simply. In deep space, Admiral Min's fleet played a dangerous game of hit and run against the gathering Dominion forces. The Thunder and her sister ships would appear, destroy supply lines, and vanish before the Dominion could respond. We're buying time, Min told her officers during a rare quiet moment. Every day we keep them busy is another day Earth has to prepare. Captain Wu looked at the star map showing the Dominion Armada's position. They outnumber us 20-1 now. How long can we keep this up? As long as necessary, Min said firmly. Humans have always been good at facing impossible odds. The Thunder's sensors suddenly lit up with warnings. 50 Dominion ships had appeared behind them, cutting off their escape route. They've trapped us, said Officer June. Min studied the tactical display. Then we fight our way out. Alert all ships. This will be our most desperate battle yet. As the Thunder turned to face the enemy, Min sent one final message to Earth. Dominion, Armada approaching faster than expected. Prepare for battle. We will delay them as long as possible. The Void Dominion Armada appeared at the edge of Earth's solar system in a massive flash of light. Over 400 black ships stretched across the darkness of space, their weapons powered up as they prepared to destroy humanity's homeworld. Supreme Commander Gill stood on his command ship, looking at the blue planet on his view screen. Begin the attack. No mercy, no survivors. But as the Dominion fleet moved forward, they saw something unexpected. Earth was not defenseless. Nearly 200 ships waited in formation, human vessels alongside ships from a dozen alien species that had never fought together before. At the center of the formation, the damaged Thunder held position. Admiral Min stood on her bridge, her uniform torn and burned from previous battles, but her eyes clear and focused. All ships prepare for Operation Thunderbolt, she ordered. Remember your training. The human ships suddenly accelerated to speeds that most pilots would consider suicidal. The forces inside these vessels would kill most species in the galaxy, but human bodies could withstand them. They drove straight toward the heart of the Dominion fleet, not running away as expected. On his command ship, Gill watched in confusion. What are they doing? No rational species would attack like this. His tactical officer looked up from his console with fear. Commander, they're not slowing down. They're going to... The first wave of human ships smashed through the Dominion formation at incredible speed. Instead of firing from a distance as space battles normally happened, the humans rammed smaller Dominion ships and fired point-blank into the larger ones. This is madness, shouted Gill. No species fights this way. The Thunder, leading the charge, took multiple direct hits. Fires broke out across the ship. Systems failed one by one. But Admiral Min remained standing on her bridge. Prepare boarding. Teams, she ordered as her ship locked onto Gill's command vessel. We're going in. Across the solar system, the battle spread out. Human soldiers in armored suits jumped from ship to ship, cutting their way inside enemy vessels. The Dominion troops used to fighting from a distance were horrified to find themselves in close combat with creatures that seemed impossible to stop. Captain Sook led her team through the corridors of Gil's command ship. The air was thin and hot, but humans could survive it. The gravity was light, which made the humans even faster and stronger than usual. "They're retreating," reported one of her soldiers as Dominion troops fled before them. "Keep moving," Sook ordered. "We need to reach the bridge." On Earth, billions of humans watched the battle through live feeds. President Yoon stood in the Global Command Center, surrounded by screens showing the massive space fight. "The Dominion is breaking apart," reported General Kim. "Their formation is collapsing." Yoon nodded. "And our losses?" "Significant. We've lost 47 ships, including 3 Aloran vessels." Yoon closed her eyes briefly. "Make sure their sacrifice is remembered." Back on the Dominion command ship, Captain Sook's team reached the bridge doors. With a powerful kick, she knocked them open. Supreme Commander Gil turned in shock as human soldiers poured into his command center. He had conquered 12 species across the galaxy. None had ever reached this far. None had ever stood before him like this. "Surrender," Sook said, simply her weapon aimed at Gil's chest. Gil looked at the human in wonder and fear. "What are you creatures? Why do you help the weak Alorans?" "We're humans," Sook replied, "and we protect those who need protection." Gil looked around at his defeated officers. For the first time in 50 years, the Dominion had lost. He slowly raised his 4 hands in surrender. As the battle ended, Admiral Min's voice transmitted to all ships. Though weakened from her injuries, her words were clear. "The Dominion command ship has surrendered. All forces cease fire." In the following days, representatives from across the galaxy gathered on Earth. For most, it was their first time setting foot on the legendary Deathworld. They wore protective suits against Earth's heavy gravity and thick atmosphere. In the United Nations Hall, Supreme Commander Gil signed the surrender agreement. The Void Dominion would return all conquered worlds and disarm their warships. Ambassador Q watched from nearby, still amazed by how quickly humans had changed the galaxy. For centuries, species had feared Earth and its inhabitants. Now many saw humans as protectors. After the ceremony, Admiral Min found Q in the garden outside. The Aloran ambassador was struggling to walk in Earth's gravity, even with assistance. "Devices. How do you live in such conditions?" Q asked, his voice strained through his breathing mask. Min smiled. "The same conditions that made us strong also taught us something important. Helping others survive is how we all thrive." Q looked up at the sky, where ships from a dozen worlds now orbited peacefully. "When I sent that distress call, I never imagined it would end like this." "How did you imagine it would end?" Min asked. "I thought perhaps a few human ships might help us escape. I never thought you would change the entire galaxy." Min looked at the gathering of species that once avoided each other. "The galaxy wasn't ready for humans," she said. "But perhaps that's exactly what it needed." As night fell on Earth, lights from alien ships glowed in the sky like new stars. The age of isolation was over. Humanity had found its place among the stars, not as conquerors, but as defenders of those who could not defend themselves.